catching up with a man from Western Australia. His name is Ryder. He's got a brand new EP out. We thought we'd find out about it, and he joins us for the first time tonight. Thanks for joining us, Ray, and congratulations on the new EP.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Ray, because it is the first time that we've had you on the Tracy and the Big D show, tell us, who is Ryder?
He's an enigma. Look, I've been around over 20 years. I was predominantly a cover musician, and I spent a big part of that time touring around Australia and overseas, doing all your major clubs, pubs, casinos, you name it. Mm-hmm. And I always had an affinity for country music, so whilst I was doing all that, I was sort of mastering my skills as a songwriter and a performer. And at some point I took the leap and said, right, no more cover stuff. I'm going to focus on my original project, which is Ryder, and have been doing so probably for the last 5 years, I'd say.
How's it been received in the clubs and pubs that you've played traditionally? Really
well. What I basically did is I took a hiatus, well, not a hiatus of music, but a hiatus from playing live and touring, because I'd done so many years of being on the road. And I focused on writing the album, my first album, my debut album, and I wrote everything, recorded it, and played all the instruments and did the whole thing myself. Then I took it on the road, and I did a big tour called Bringing It to the Country tour. It was over 20,000 kilometres, spanned over about 8 months through Western Australia into Queensland, and I did a couple of big festivals like the Big Red Bash and so on. I was really surprised that I was delivering a 2-hour show to communities, and they'd sit through 2 hours of original music, no covers, songs that they hadn't heard before, and everyone stuck around and was buying CDs and merchandise and talking to me and telling me how much they enjoyed it. So it was very humbling and really rewarding at the same time.
And that feeling when you look out at the crowd and all of a sudden you see someone singing your songs back at you, that's a feeling you'll never forget, the first time you get that?
Yeah, it's always great. And I always sort of think, are they singing the right words? But you know, it's humbling. I find the whole experience very humbling, and you know, and I'm really appreciative of being able to do that, and people embracing new artists, and even radio shows like yourselves. You know, it's tough when you're an original artist. It's always rewarding when, like you said, you see people appreciating and embracing your music.
I saw a Facebook today from another sand groper, Johnny Taylor, how he's camped out in the Nullarbor Plains. There's a tyranny of distance seen between the East Coast and the West Coast of Australia. How do you find that?
Having toured for over 20 years, I find it incredibly, it's a big burden. It's super hard work. Being on the East Coast, you're a little spoiled, because I spent a fair bit of time on the East Coast touring as well. And, you know, you can get between towns pretty quick, but on the West Coast, you're talking often 12 hours between towns. It's pretty tough going.
It certainly brings it all home, doesn't it? The song out at the moment is Take Myself Back. Tell us a little bit of the background of that song. A
lot of artists get pretty emotional and write from the heart, and I've got plenty of those songs, but sometimes I just want to write a song about a fun sort of party song. And the other thing as a writer and a performer is often songs you write work well on the radio, but not that well live, and vice versa. So I wanted to write a song that I could use live, that was up tempo and have a bit of fun. And I sort of came up with this concept of, sometimes I feel like I should have been born in a different era, and I'm sure many people can relate to this. And I thought, you know, I just want this song to take myself back, and that's what it's about.
Well, let's have a listen to it right now. Now, Take Myself Back is available on iTunes, Spotify. If you hop on to Ryder, now that's R-A-Y, Ray, and then Ryder, R-Y-D-E-R. If you hop onto social media, you can hop onto Facebooks and websites, all that sort of stuff, and you will be able to find it there. But www.rayryder.com.au, you'll be able to find all the links there, and get on there and support another Aussie artist. Ray, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Let's make it not so far in between drinks next time. Here he is right now, Ryder, and Take Myself Back.
Let's get the hell out of here.